Today on MTG Unpacked, we're cracking open the first of the Magic the Gathering Core Set 2020 Planeswalker decks. So I've decided to start off with Chandra since she has quite a few cards in the set. So let's take a look here. So you get a foil card on the front and a deck box, 60 card deck, 15 card booster pack. They used to include 2 of these, but to keep the costs down, I think they're just putting 1 in. You also get a strategy insert and 2 reference cards. So these were going for $12.99 from my LGS, and I think they are normally $14.99 if you get them in the older sets. So let's take a look here, see what we get. And with me to do the pack blessing, we have Chandra there. So we'll take care of that in a moment. That is how we get the crazy pulls on this channel now and then. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, nice deck box here with Chandra on the cover. Nothing else in there. Okay, let's take a look at the foil. Okay, what do we got? Chandra Flames Fury. Legendary Planeswalker Chandra, 4 loyalty for 6, so +1. Deals 2 damage to any target, -2. Deals 4 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. And -8. Deals 10 damage to target player and each creature that player controls. Craziness. So that would be a fun thing to pull off with this deck. Alright, so let's move that aside. Get stuck into the deck box here. Okay, nothing else in there. We've got the deck itself. And we will bless the pack like so. We'll put that aside to look at later. And what is this? Okay, a little bit of a flyer here. What are Planeswalkers? So you can take a look at that. They can pretty much activate on your behalf. They have a bunch of different abilities. And this tells you about playing the deck. So this is a burn or aggro deck, and bombarding your opponent and their creatures with direct damage, and some terms to know here. And Chandra Flames Fury. So Chandra is the main character. And these Planeswalker decks are great for new players. I think they also said, yeah, you can unlock the deck in MTG Arena, so that's a nice addition. Not so good for more experienced players. You might find they're not going to do terribly well at your local Friday night Magic, but if you're just looking for some fun kitchen table games or getting started, you can't go wrong here. So let's dig through the mana base. I'm thinking this is all mono red, as you would expect. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I think there's 25 mountains unless I miscounted. So that is a stack of red mana there, which you will need apparently with this guy. Drakuseth, Maw of Flames. So what does he do? Legendary creature dragon. It's a rare, as you can see by the symbol there. 7/7 for 7 mana. Whoa! Flying, when it attacks, it deals 4 damage to any target and 3 damage to each of up to 2 other targets. So dirty big dragon there. Always cool to play with the dragons. Next up we have Chandra's Flame Wave. So this is a sorcery for 5. Deals 2 damage to target player and each creature that player controls. Search your library and or graveyard for a card named Chandra Flames Fury, which would be this one just here. Reveal it and put it into your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. Alright, so bringing the Chandra, you get a couple of those. Shivan Dragon, here's a old classic going way back. Creature Dragon, 5/5 for 6 with flying. You pay red and it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Alright, now we're moving on to some uncommons. So Chandra's Spitfire. So this is pumping, let's see, pumping this when your opponents dealt non-combat damage. So you get one of those. Scorch Spitter. Creature Elemental Wizard, dealing 1 damage to player or planeswalker it's attacking. Chandra's Spitfire. Okay, so got another one there. Not sure why they separated them out. So it's actually 3 total. Ember Hauler. Creature Goblin. Yes, we love the goblins here on MTG Unpacked. 2/2 for 2. Pay 1, sack him, deals 2 damage to any target. Let's get a closer look at this bloke. And if you're not familiar, I have a nice goblin collection. You might want to check out the video. I went through my album and a bunch of other things there, decks and so forth. So I'll pop a link up in the corner so you can check that out. Okay, so we get 3 of those. Okay, Pack Mastiff. So pumping other creatures there. Just a fairly low-end character. 4 of those. Another Chandra's Spitfire. Okay, so we do get a complete play set. Another Scorch Spitter. Not sure why they would separate them out like that. So 3 of those. Alright, Pyroclastic Elemental. And you can pay the costs there, deal damage to the opponent. So this is a beefier dude for the mid to late game. So 3 of those. Wildfire Elemental. So pumping your creatures when opponent is dealt non-combat damage. Let's see. Oh, complete playset. Alright. So playset is 4 of each card. Chandra's Outrage. So this is instant for 4. Deals 4 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. Okay. So we get 3 of those. Infuriate. Instant for a single red. Target creature gets +3/+2 until end of turn. Some fun artwork there. What is that? A big Minotaur dude getting really mad. So 2 of those. And of course, what would it be without Shock and instant for a single red? It deals 2 damage to any target. So we're probably going to get 3 or 4 of those. 4, of course. Okay. And then this handy little tip card here tells you about assigning combat damage. So power and toughness, that's pretty handy. And there's supposed to be a code here somewhere. Let's set that aside, what's on the back. Okay, so attacking, blocking, alright. And then Planeswalker Loyalty. Tells you about that, and I think the code was there. On your turn, okay, the various parts of the turn. Popular Magic format, so we have Standard, Booster Draft, Commander, and then, if I can reveal this here, so this is the code to unlock the deck, so I'll be doing that shortly. So I'd like to test this out in MTG Arena. Alright, so that is the deck. All about dealing damage to your opponent, pumping up your creatures, pretty straightforward. This is probably the type of deck I would recommend to beginners. Alright, so let's get stuck into a booster pack here, and the idea behind these is to get you used to cracking packs and maybe supplement your deck with some other cards, so you could potentially upgrade this deck in some fashion. So let's see what we get here. We get a Daybreak Chaplain. Maniacal Rage. Okay, so that one could be useful, pumping up your creatures. Sorcerer of the Fang. Creature Human Wizard. Steadfast Sentry. Lavakin Brawler. There's another good one. Whenever it attacks, gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each elemental you control. Seems decent. Cloudkin Seer. Ferocious Pup. Prismite, and actually colorless, you could use those in the deck as well. Sedge Scorpion, Chandra's Outrage, we've already got 4, so we don't need another one. You could trade that one to your friends. Tomebound Lich, always have trouble with that. Gauntlets of Light, Chandra's Spitfire, I think we had a bunch of those, yep. And the rare is Drawn from Dreams. So it's sorcery for 4. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Totally useless for this deck, but still decent pool, mountain, and a soldier token. Alright, so there we have it. That is the Chandra Planeswalker deck for Core Set 2020. Are you planning to pick this up? What do you think? Any ideas you would have for upgrading it? And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more Magic the Gathering unboxings, and be sure to tap notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are released. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.